She doesn't try to sugarcoat her experiences like everything's all roses and butterflies and shit like that. Because I think that that's also a big reason why there's so many black women, especially, being victimized in Korea right now. Y'all be out here trying to sell this dream that Korea is somehow magically gonna transform you into, like, from the ugly duckling into the swan, like the beautiful swan, and it's like it doesn't happen.
We interrupt this program to prescribe you with 1,000 milligrams of red vitamins.
Right here, right now. It's the right time, It's the right sound. Right now. Tell the whole pipe down. Tell the nigga pipe down.
What's good, shout around? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne, coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know, Reclaim Your Throne.
Look for a guy.
I have a boyfriend, so I look for my boyfriend.
How long now?
A year and a half next week.
Do you think it would work with him long distance?
We're doing long distance, so yeah. I go to Miami, he lives in New Jersey. That's where I'm from.
What's your biggest challenge in a long distance relationship?
Trust and communication.
Where do the trust issues come up?
We have trust. It just took time because it was hard at first. Like going out and like him watching me go out, it's obviously difficult. Going out with different people, drinking, things like that.
Do you guys ever have like discussions about how you dress when you go out?
Occasionally we do have those conversations.
Give me an idea of what's discussed.
Usually he doesn't love sometimes my choice of outfits occasionally, so he just gets a little annoyed, and then we just talk it out, and it's fine.
Do you end up changing for him?
Yeah, if it's... actually not really. Like sometimes, but if I'm already out, I can't really change, you know.
What's your thought process when he's telling you, hey, I don't really like you wearing that?
Sometimes I get upset if I really like the outfit, because I thought it was like super cute and I was excited to wear it. But other times, like I understand from his perspective, you know, that it's obviously difficult for him to see me going out, so I understand.
What do you look for in a guy?
Wow. So guys, that was extremely telling. And the reason why I was telling is because this is what a lot of modern women are doing nowadays. This is the play, okay? They are essentially, once, you know, they might have a high school sweetheart, a boyfriend or something like that in high school. And obviously once they, you know, graduate high school, they're looking to further their lives in different ways. And some of these decisions may take them to different parts of the world, of the country, whatever you want to call it. And this woman, obviously, she went to Miami. Why? Because it was the best opportunity to monetize on her beauty. And she's a very young, beautiful woman. It looks like she got some double D's on her, so I'm sure that is attracting a lot of male attention down there in Miami. And we all know that long distance relationships are just gateways to cheating, especially for women and modern women her age. So there's a reason why she is wearing the outfit that she's wearing, to get male attention. She's not wearing a bra. It's pretty obvious that she is out here and she wants people to be glaring at them thangs down there, and it's absolutely hilarious. So one thing that she said that stuck out to me was her man gets uncomfortable with the way that she dresses sometimes. And also she mentioned some of the people that she goes out with. And I'm sure her man is not really fazed when she says, oh yeah, me and the girls, we're going out to brunch or we're going out to a dinner date. But I'm sure he's upset when she says, oh, well, oh my God, babe, we met this guy and he's got a section and it's a great opportunity to propel my fake ass modeling career and all this kind of stuff. See, what these modern women will do is they will gaslight you and they'll tell you a scenario, a half truth, in what they're doing that night. Oh my God, babe, my friend's boyfriend or something like that. Oh, he's like this famous promoter or this famous DJ, so he's got all sections in the club and we're getting in free. Meanwhile, it's some guy they met on the beach and she has to fabricate this whole scenario. And what'll happen is the guy's going to be like, well, who is this guy? Da, 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 da. He's going to be asking questions and inquiring. And then the woman's going to be like, you don't trust me? You don't support me? And that's how they get you. They gaslight you by saying you don't trust them, you don't support them, you're insecure, all this other stuff. And then they go out and cheat, and then they're able to displace the blame and say, hey, you're the one who pushed me to cheating because you're so insecure, and you were the one who made me feel like I was alone out here, and I just wanted to feel wanted. I just wanted to feel accepted. I just wanted to feel supported, while, you know, a Chad or Tyrone is busting her cheeks from the back. So this is a normal maneuver that a lot of modern women do, especially a lot of young women. And honestly, I think they're genuinely doing it subconsciously. They don't understand that they all have the exact same patterns, especially women who have boyfriends who are not in the immediate vicinity where they are partying and living their best lives and exploring their hot girl summers.
That's tougher to say, isn't it?
You know what? Your mouth kind of reminds me of like a person from Whoville.
That's
because
fine.
you like lip is not there.
Well, I
But,
can't
like,
help that.
No, you can't. It's just like Whoville.
Body shaming's fine until it's all about the weight, right? Goodness, here come the comments. That's
So there you have it. This one's a little quickie because you have an overweight sister, overweight black woman, and she is extremely overweight. She over there looking like the Dookie emoji sitting in that chair. And she basically got a show. She got a show from TikTok. She got TikTok famous, and basically her TikTok gig or shtick really was just making fun of men and trying to belittle men and emasculating men on TikTok. And now she has a show, which if a man was doing that to women, he would never get a mainstream sponsored show. But she's got a mainstream sponsored show where she didn't have to put any of the capital up in order to run this podcast. And now she's rubbing shoulders with famous, TikTok stars and famous social media influencers and just famous people in general because of her misandry that propelled her to the place that she is. And I remember her and Drew Afualo actually did a podcast together, and they were trading ideas and whatnot and having laughs and kikiing on about different topics that pretty much downed men. But this white man over here, and usually we would speculate that white men are the most blue vitamin geographically on this planet, and it's not even close. However, this guy comes out and drops a sneak attack on this overweight sister, and we respect him for it because she's trying to say, oh, he looks like a person from Whoville. He doesn't have any lips. He doesn't have, this. He looks weird. And then he says, well, body shaming is fine when you're talking about a man and his lips, but once we start talking about that weight, baby, we are in a different conversation here. And that's true. A lot of modern women are hypocritical because they are willing to talk about, oh, you're short, you're this, you're ugly, you're that. And then when you start looking at them, oh my God, they be the ugliest ones. So it's absolutely hilarious that she has the nerve to talk about somebody's lips when most likely she can't even see her lips down below.
She doesn't try to sugarcoat her experiences like everything's all roses and butterflies and shit like that. Because I think that's also a big reason why there's so many black women, especially, being victimized in Korea right now. Y'all be out here trying to sell this dream that Korea is somehow magically going to transform you into like from the ugly duckling into the swan, like the beautiful swan. And it's like, it doesn't happen that way here. Like all you're going to really experience when you come over here is more racism, colorism. What we're talking about is just the fact that you're not escaping what you really think you're escaping. It is delusional for you to think that you are going to move to a foreign country where they have openly discussed that they don't fuck with you, and you are going to meet people who just wholeheartedly fuck with you and understand you. Like, it's not gonna happen, y'all. It's really sad because the type of black women that I see that are into K-pop or just into like Asian culture, and just they have the means and the opportunity to travel because they're smart, they're well educated, like we're cultured, and yet we diminish ourselves to being like essentially only sought after because we're given the title as a Jezebel or like easy, or because we're a fetish. Cause that's another thing we could get into. We could have a whole talk about fetishization and about how easily black women are manipulated into being hypersexual, even when they're not really hypersexual. Like,
when all has still got.
So, you hear a passport sister or a passport 304, passport hoe, as we like to call them over here, complaining about her gripes on going overseas and traveling to other countries, specifically Korea, South Korea, and she is not having the time of her life. She is not having a good time. She is not living out her best life like these other divesting sisters would like to portray it, okay? She is a lighter complected woman, and she's even saying she's experiencing racism. She is experiencing prejudice. She is experiencing loneliness. She's having trouble, relating to the Korean men and women. And the only time she does have a romantic experience with a man, it is based off of a fetishization that man has for black women. So she is expressing her gripes. And, I think that she might have some valid concerns. We all know that there are extreme prejudices that happen in these Asian countries for sure. However, black men do not face the same prejudices to the same degree. So we're more able to blend in. We're more able to fit into the mold. We're more able to assimilate, if you will, more than black women, because let's keep it a buck. A lot of times you go over there and the women are embracing foreign men, all right? Whereas nobody's really rushing over to America to wife up an American woman, but men are going overseas and now they are becoming the top tier in other countries, whether it be because of height, all right? We know that Americans are generally taller than a lot of Asians in Asian countries. It could be because of income. They're making more. They're bringing in more in the strength of the American dollar, which is slowly dwindling, but it's still strong nonetheless in other countries in the exchange rate. So there are many other factors. Our citizenship. There are so many different factors that play into it. But the reality is, guys, that it doesn't work the same with women, okay? When women say, I'm going to travel and I'm going to go do this and do that. Yeah, you might find a guy who will pipe you down, but you're not really going to find love because you're going to go to these other countries and the men they're going to be even less economically attractive than the men in America, because the men in America, we're pretty much up there as far as individual household income if you compare it to other countries. So, women think they're going to go overseas and there's going to be men who are willing to pay the bills and be quote unquote traditional. And the reason why the men are able to be traditional in these other countries is because there's not really a large burden of performance, right? I mean, you make 10 cents a day in some of these damn countries and you can feed a whole family. So, and I'm over exaggerating for sure, but I mean, you don't need much to be able to be a provider in some of these countries. So, when you do have these women going overseas, they're not realizing it because a lot of these women, they just don't know much about life in general. And, they can only speak on their personal experiences. That's why they're so into, oh, well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion about this. That's your opinion about that. Well, your opinion says this and your opinion is not fact. And the reason why they're so based off of their opinionated and they can only see from their perspective of their opinions because they haven't really studied many other cultures. They haven't really been anywhere. They haven't really had any other experiences besides their own personal experiences, and they don't read. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just don't read, and they don't really understand the dynamics, especially as it pertains to dating in these other countries. They don't know the average GDP in some of these countries. Like, I hear a lot of black women say, oh, well, I'm gonna go to Africa and get me an African man, not knowing that the average annual salary, yes, let me repeat, the average annual salary of a man in Africa is like $7,400. So, and they think they're going to get a provider man in Africa. And it's like, yeah, what is he really going to provide, right? Like, I mean, that type of money, that's the damn internet bill. So that's really all he got to give. And they don't understand that, because a lot of them, they don't understand numbers. They don't understand perspective. They can't even give you 2 to 3 countries in Africa. That's the crazy thing. You ask them, hey, name 3 countries in Africa. You ask any black woman, name 3, and black men for that matter, a lot of them, especially if you were to do street interviews, which I've done before on my other channel, 304's Don't Get Cold, so check it out. But I've went around and said, hey, name 3 countries in Africa to black people, and they can't do it. A lot of them can't do it. Some of them can, but a lot of them can't do it. So they're talking about going to countries that they don't even know the name of, right? And they definitely couldn't point them out on a map. So I think a lot of passport hoes need to reevaluate their stance, and maybe they need to start trying to make it work with black American men before it's too late. Because I'm telling you right now, especially if we get into a hot war globally, you're going to see a lot more of a mass exodus from the women, because, back in World War II, the men had women to fight for, okay? Especially in black men, we had our rights to fight for. So we were fighting for the right to be seen as equals under the eye of the U.S. government. And it still took us time after fighting in multiple wars for the U.S. government to be seen as equals. And black men fought for that, all right? And black men stood up for that, and that's what we did to earn our civil rights, because we really believed it would make a difference, and it did, ultimately. So men are going to flee the country because they don't feel like there's anything to fight for. I mean, there's less men with families, less men with love interests, so it's like, okay, why am I going to stay here and fight for this country if I don't have nothing back home to fight for? And I think that's how a lot of men are. So you're going to start to see a mass exodus, from the United States to other countries in order to avoid conflict or whatnot. So just be mindful, just be aware of that. But anyways, you already know what it is. It's your boy, Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship quest to the email down below with a screenshot of your cash app, so I know you pay on time, man. Y'all need to be on your mouth for getting with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.